It's your boy Mullah. This we got that fight. We back with another one. So we about to talk about the Hawks and the Sixers game. So good, Philly did what they needed to do. Ice trade was cold as ice. Um, I still see this going to like a game 7, y'all. So, you know, let's see what they got to say. What's up, Aunt? What's up, Skip? What's up, Aunt? What's up, Skip? What's going on?
Well, how about this? The 76ers even their series with the Hawks after using a big second half to get a 118-102 victory. Joel Embiid scored a playoff career-high 40 points just hours after the league announced the big man finished second in MVP voting behind Nikola Jokic. Trae Young only managed 21 points for Atlanta, going just 1 of 7 from three-point range and turning the ball over, 4 times. So after last night, Shannon, how confident are you on a scale of 1 to 10 that the Hawks can still win the series here?
7.57.
Why?
Yep.
We need that 5-7?
Going to get this win on Friday night, too. Just so
You better, because it's at home.
Did we take home court from you guys? Okay. Skip, look. Joel Embiid was a monster. What do you have? 40 and 13. He was the first Sixer to have a 40 and 10 playoff game since Billy Cunningham in 1970. I would have thought Charles Barkley would have had one of those games, Skip, 40 and 10. Charles was a monster now.
I wouldn't go monster.
You don't think Charles Barkley?
No. Like Joel Embiid monster?
No, I'm saying a 40-10 rebound game. I thought he would have had one because we've seen him have 50-point playoff game. Remember the game he outdo?
Not a 40, maybe a 30.
No, 50. He's had 50-20 games, Skip. I think you'll.
Okay.
Hold on. While you keep talking about Joel Embiid, Charles Barkley got an MVP. Charles Barkley led a team to the finals.
Well,
okay.
If Joel Embiid hadn't gotten nicked again, he would be the MVP
I
right
don't
here,
know
right
about,
now.
I don't know about all that. Jokic is the MVP. Skip, look. Joel Embiid played unbelievable. But he got help. Tobias Harris had a phenomenal game. Seth Curry had an unbelievable game. But the unsung hero was that guy Shea. Skip, Atlanta was right there.
That's what I said. Shea
all of a sudden, he
broke
comes
the
in,
game.
he's like, hold on.
He
Seth,
busted
I'm
up.
your brother. I'm impersonate your brother for the next 4 minutes. It goes boom, 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 and they never look back. Atlanta can't play any worse than what they played last night. As you mentioned, Trae did not shoot the ball particularly well. No one shot the ball well. No one shot the ball well. Solomon Hill was 0 for 2. John Collins had 8 points. He was 4 for 11. Bogdanovich was 6 of 16. Trae was 6 of 16. Those two combined 3 of 13 from the 3. So nobody shot the ball well. The guy that I was impressed with, I like Worter.
Take that to the garbage can, to the trash.
He was due to have one of those breakout 3 games. He just needed Trae or Bogdan to have a game like they had 2 nights ago.
Yep.
I like what I'm seeing. We understand what Joel Embiid is. Joel Embiid is going to get his. But you can't give him 40 and then let 2 other guys go get 20. You can't do that. If you're going to let Joel Embiid get 40, you're not letting him. Joel Embiid, okay, let Joel get his 40. But I'm not going to give Seth Curry, let him get 20. I'm not going to let Tobias Harris get 20 because if you do that, Skip, it's going to be hard for you to beat the Sixers. So I still like the Hawks. They'll play better once they get back to State Farm. I see an accident waiting to happen for you.
Do you?
Yeah. The justice on site.
Really?
Yeah, go just this thing to 2-1 Hawks favor.
I see Cliff Paul playing for the Hawks.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll get our little bet on Friday. We get our bet on Friday.
So, as I told you yesterday, what was about to happen to little Maestre at 5'11" was that Ben Simmons was going to say,
Skip.
not again, not in my house.
Okay,
With a little
Skip.
help from his friends, he just basically
send it up,
suffocated
Skip.
little
I'm telling you,
Maestre.
man.
They were all over him from the start, and he shot, right, 6 of 16 and 1 of 7 from 3. And the one was just like a ridiculous logo bomb in the fourth quarter where he just said, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm just going to launch and hope that it comes down in the right spot. And it did. So he's 1 for 7 from 3. And for most of the game, he was just shivering cold. He was just cold because he's
ice cold, man.
Okay, you mocking him.
He plays his heart out. He plays his guts out. But it's just hard when you got a 6'10" guy all over you. The 6'10" guy can move.
He can move,
Woo. He can't shoot free throws, and maybe you're going to have to resort to hack-a-bin again, as they did last night a couple times. But it was pretty much out of control by that point. So maybe if it's close on
Trey
Friday
gonna
night,
hit
they'll go hack a
at least 50% of those shots
they'll
next
suck
game.
it up and make 3 out of the
just a little
4
bit
hack
off.
a bench shots. But the point is, you're right.
It's okay.
It was back and forth. It was nip tuck. And then all of a sudden, late in the third quarter, after the first half, the Philly bench had been outscored 32-0.
Yeah.
They had actually goose-egged the first half from the bench, right?
Yep.
And it's because Doc was playing his starters, because Doc knew last night was must win.
Yeah,
You better do it or you're going to go Clippers.
Yep.
Doc's sick of the Clippers because he left the Clippers, maybe not of his own volition, but he left. And again, the Clippers had to dig out of the deepest hole anybody's ever dug out of, because they lost the first 2 games at home. So Doc didn't want to go Clippers with the Sixers. So the point was, he's playing his starters, and finally, in a close game, he said, okay, let me push this button. And he pushed the shake and bake button. And here came Shake Milton from Tulsa, Oklahoma, by way of Southern Methodist University, and he went nuts. He went great nuts. I was celebrating in my place because I gave you the Hawks in 6.5.
Yeah, I was like, what did they say? When did they sign Dame Lillard? Because all of a sudden he did his best Dame impression.
So he makes his first 3 with 2:46 left, and then if we could see what happens starting there, in the next 6 minutes he scores 14 points. So he got knocked down on that one.
Take it to your mama.
Because he was out of his
He
mind.
was ice.
In that
He was smoking hot.
That was the quarter, and that's a bomb. And all of a sudden, they're up 7 at the end of the third quarter.
Take
and then there's
that
another
to your
one,
mama.
put them up 11. And now we're going to go 3 ball.
Right here.
Oh, thank
Take
you. I'll
that to the
You guys
eyeball.
aren't going to guard me. I'll take a 3.
Eyeball.
That put him up 18. And then he's got one more in him. Thank you very much. He'll take that. And that put them up 19. And you were done.
That was it.
Right?
Yep.
And that's up 19 with 8:04 left, and he didn't do any more damage after that. He scored 14 in 6 minutes.
Actually, he came out the game and he go back
that
in.
Was it.
But I thought, Skip, that 3 right at the end of third, I thought that was the back. I thought that was the one that was really the dagger.
It was an absolute bomb.
It was.
Now back to my man, Embiid. Not only is he a monster, but we'll talk more and deeper about this a little later. But again, I'll just take him over Jokic any day or night, because he gets to the free throw line way more than Jokic does, and he can make them like I've never seen a 7-footer shoot free throws like Joel Embiid. He's capable of going 18 for 18. He actually had kind of an off night, but he was 12 of 16 for the free throw line.
Yeah, they were terrible for the free throw line.
Yeah, by their standards.
Yeah, but the Sixers were.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But again, he's a much better
ball.
defender.
Back it
He's
up,
a better
boy.
rim protector than Jokic, and he was
Too little,
getting
boy.
out on a little ice tray, and again, he was helping blitz
Too
him. He
little,
was
boy.
picking him up off their pitch.
Just hit him with a KD fade.
And at least making
Uh,
him think
Euro.
twice about it.
Big
at least
man,
stopping
Euro.
him in
Bow,
his
bow,
tracks.
bow.
Joel Embiid can defend at a higher
Too little,
level.
boy.
Skip, but here's the thing. I already know. I penciled in at the beginning of the season, Joel Embiid is going to miss 20 games. That's already penciled in.
Okay.
Nikola Jokic is going to play every game. He's not going to miss more than 3 or 4 games. So availability is a part of ability.
Okay. Well, all I need to know is, will Joel Embiid play every playoff game from here on? Because if he does, they're going to go a while.
I tell you what, are you willing to put your salary that he plays every single game for the remainder of the playoffs as long as he's in it? Are you willing to do that? No, hell no.
Well, you think he's going to be gone pretty soon?
That's the thing, though.
Right?
No.
Skip, I can't put. We've seen him in the playoffs. Skip, it's not like one time. We've seen him in multiple playoffs miss multiple games. Mm-hmm. We've seen. When has he ever played an entirety? And he probably will never play an entire 82 games. That's okay. I can live with that. But Skip, these missing 15, missing 80 games because of maintenance or a little, because he gets a little nick, Skip. You know, a flat tire on a Mack truck is different than a flat tire on a Beetle.
Yeah.
And so, that's a big man, Skip. So anything from waist down, it's going to dramatically affect him. Because if he loses that, what makes him unique is that he's 7'2", plus 3 plus, but he's agile. He can move like a much smaller man.
He can.
So if anything from waist down is affecting him in the slightest, it's going to impact his total game.
Slow him down.
I got no problem with Joel Embiid. I know what he represents. But I'm taking Nikola Jokic, and I think we'll have discussion later.
We will. I know for a fact that Joel Embiid has a small tear in his cartilage in his knee, his right knee, not the one that he tore the ACL in, is the left knee.
Right, okay.
But in his right knee, it's a small tear that is only aggravating.
Right.
But if you can suck it up and deal with it because it's going to catch every once in a while and you're going to wince.
Right.
But then it'll calm back down and go back down where it should be, and it won't get caught in the mechanism of your knee anymore.
Right.
So you can go long stretches where it won't bother you.
Right.
And then you'll come down a little sideways and it'll bite you
Right.
when you least expect it. Will it debilitate? No, it won't stop you like a hamstring pull or tear will.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you can
fight through it.
You can fight through this. So now it's up to him to show his teammates, I'm going to suck it up, because in the past, I don't think he's always sucked it up the way they wanted him to suck it up.
I'm not so sure that in the past he came in the greatest of shapes.
That's
the one thing that you can't do. If you're a man that size, you got to be in pristine shape,
I got it.
tip top, because you get injured, Skip. You miss 2 days, 3 days of conditioning.
You
Guess where your
gaining
weight's
weight.
going? You back to square one.
Yep.
So you have to always be on top of that. I would like to see him get even better.
Yep.
Do away with the burgers, Joel. Once you're done with the NBA, eat all the burgers you want. Eat all the fried food, unhealthy food you want. But right now,
don't do it. Well, guys, y'all heard the word. I think it's going to be a slobber knocker. I believe the Sixers going to win, but I would like to see Ice Trae and them mess something up. So, my pick is going to be the Hawks. That's my pick. So, it's your boy Mullah this week at that 5, and I'll be back with another one. And guess what? I'm out of here.